Hey everyone, Coach Mark here. Hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing week. This week, I'm not going to take a long time. I just wanted to share with you a little tip. This is something that I use with the people that I coach and that I train, and especially the athletes that I train. A lot of people are looking to become successful in whatever it is, whatever business that they're trying to do, or maybe they're trying to become successful in bringing about some sort of change in their life, whether it be to a physical change, such as losing weight, or it's a financial change, bringing more money into their lives. And one of the things that I always tell people, because I think that what happens with, I get a lot of people that come at me that want to know about real estate, and they want me to give them like one key tip that they can use, that they can turn around and make like millions of dollars in the next couple months, or I don't know what it is that they're looking for. I'm assuming that's what it is. But here's the thing, right? Before you work on doing anything, before you work on any sort of business, or before you work on any sort of plan, the first thing and the absolute first thing that you need to do is learn how to become consistent. Because let me tell you this, even if someone gave you the master key, right, the master idea of all ideas, if you are not the right person, if you are not consistent, it doesn't matter, because let me tell you, I don't care how right the idea is, there's going to be some level of it that's going to be hard, and you're going to have to be consistent in order to see that idea all the way through. So, one of the things that I tell everyone, that, a matter of fact, anytime that I start working with a new client, the first thing that we do, and probably for the first month, it's kind of like we work on my son there in the background. One of the things that we do is that we work on just doing consistency. I like to almost call myself. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie from back in the '80s called The Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi, right? Now, if you guys have seen, so some of you that are older that have seen this movie, The Karate Kid, if you haven't, it's one of the greatest movies of the '80s. So I highly suggest you go back and watch it. But one of the things when Mr. Miyagi, that's the karate trainer, was teaching Daniel how to he brought him in to teach him how to be able to defend himself, and because Daniel was going to go into a karate tournament, and Daniel was not good at karate at all, and he was getting his butt kicked by all the guys that were really like phenomenal in karate. And when Mr. Miyagi told Daniel that he could come by, he was going to train him, and Mr. Miyagi had Daniel doing just like some really basic exercises. I mean, some real basic stuff, some real basic training for the first couple days. And Daniel was getting frustrated because Mr. Miyagi would have him sanding the floors, and doing all this other stuff or whatever. And Daniel just thought that Mr. Miyagi was taking advantage of him, just trying to get some free labor from him. But basically, what Mr. Miyagi was teaching Daniel was the basics, right? And here's the thing, a lot of times people don't want to learn the basics. Everybody wants to learn all these phenomenal tips and tricks, but if you don't have a good grasp on the basics, none of the other tips and tricks and techniques are going to work. So I work on, anytime that I work with any new client, first thing that we work on, at least for the first month or so, is just like really developing habits, right? And really learning how to be consistent in everything that you do. A lot of times we think that we're consistent. I might say, let me give you an example. You're supposed to drink, let's say for someone that has weight loss goals, and they need to drink half their weight in water. So let's say we take someone that weighs 150 pounds. That means you're supposed to drink 75 ounces of water every single day. And people always say stuff like, oh, I drink all my water. I always drink water, right? But do you drink 75 ounces of water every single day? I'm not talking about the days that it's convenient. I'm talking about every single day, whether it's convenient or it's not convenient, whether you're traveling or not traveling. Do you do it every single day, regardless of whether your kids are acting up or whatever else is going on in your life? If all hell breaks loose in your life, are you still doing what you need to do? And what you'll find is most times, most people aren't. They do it only when it's convenient. They do it only when it's when they're motivated to do it. They'll do it only after they've listened to something really inspiring, or they have to listen to something really inspiring to even get in the mode of doing it. And if that's what it's going to take, then you're going to find it really hard to attain success in your life. You have to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do every single day, regardless of what's going on in your life. So, for the first month or so, for anyone that I work with, and regardless of whether I work with you or not, I highly suggest for everyone to work on developing, just start off with a small habit, whether it's drinking water every day, whether it's reading over your goals every day. There's so many different things, whether, you guys know, if you've ever listened to any of my stuff, I advocate reading, and I read every single day for hours, every single day. I mean, even on my busiest days, I'm going to read for at least an hour or two, or take in new information for at least an hour or two. I try to do 5 hours a day. But even days that I'm traveling, so I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to get to the airport and doing all that stuff or whatnot, I'm still going to make sure that I get in an hour or two every single day. And that's one of the things that I really pride myself on, is just really being consistent. And the best thing that I can impart into anybody that I work with, whether it's someone that just listens to my power and a half hour every single week, or it's somebody that I'm personally coaching or training, is just consistency. Learning how to be consistent in every single thing that you do. Because if you can manage to be consistent with the small things, then trust me, when it comes time for you to be consistent with the big things, you'll be able to be consistent, and you will ultimately attain success in your life. But you have to be consistent with the small things. You got to be able to start off and just be consistent, just with one thing, doing it every day, day in, day out, day in, day out, every single day, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. I mean, to the point where it becomes monotonous, where it becomes boring. But you just have to learn how to become consistent. And I say, don't start off with a whole bunch of things. Everybody starts off with these New Year's resolutions, or have this big list of goals, and they're working on trying to do 10 things at one point in time, and it never, ever, ever works. Start off with one thing. Learn to be consistent with one thing. And as you become consistent with that one thing, take on the mindset of a juggler, right? He starts off with one ball. He starts juggling that one ball. Then he brings in 2 balls, and he starts juggling 2 balls. Then once he's gotten that down pat, he feels comfortable, he brings in 3 balls. Go ahead and start juggling 3 balls. Then 4 balls and 5 balls. And before you know it, you're doing 5 or 10 things every single day. You're consistent with 5 or 10 things every day. Regardless of what curveballs life throws at you, you are consistent every single day. And I can guarantee you this: if you can learn how to be consistent in doing 5 or 10 things every single day, that's going to move you closer to wherever it is that you're trying to go to, that is when, and only then, you will have the success that you're looking for in your life. So work on being consistent. And one of the things that can help you with that is find an accountability partner. That's another thing that I do. I always, either with the people that I personally train, I'm generally their accountability partner, or sometimes I'll pair other people that have similar goals or has a similar vision with each other. But find an accountability partner, because I can't tell you how much that will help you. You will cheat on yourself, right, if given opportunity, but it's hard for you to cheat on someone else, right? Your accountability partner did what they were supposed to do. Then now that kind of is almost that push that you need for you to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do. So find an accountability partner that's going to hold you accountable, that's really serious about whatever it is that they're trying to do. Don't find someone that's a slacker. Always try to find someone that is either as good as you, or has the same level of desire as you, or someone that has even more desire than you, because that is what's going to help take you to the level that you need to go to. All right? So remember that. Be consistent. Start with one thing, just one thing. That's all you need, is one thing that you can be consistent with. And once you have that mastered, once you've made that a habit, then you add on something else. And I'm not talking about doing the thing 4 out of 7 days out of the week, or when it's convenient, or when you feel good. Don't measure it by when you feel good. Definitely measure it by when you don't feel like doing it. Are you still able to do it? And if you're able to consistently do it, regardless of what is going on in your life, like there could literally be a nuclear fallout, And there's certain things that I'm going to do every single day. As long as there's life in my body, there's breath in my body, I'm going to do these things every single day, right? Until I'm 6 feet under. And that's when you'll be able to really attain success in your life. Because once you learn how the process of turning something into habit and doing it consistently, then you'll be able to do it for anything. All right? Thank you much, and until next week.